Imagine for a second, what if your best friend is a vampire? What if you're among monsters, vampires, and bloodsuckers? You'd be friends with them, eating with them, even sleeping with them, but you'd never know what creatures they are. Yes, the vampires live among common humans and pretend to be one of them. They are really hard to recognize, however, their pasty skin, long fans, and their excitement when they see blood can give you a bit of a hint what they are. They might be with you in the guise of humans, so beware. Today we'll be discussing 10 real vampires that history has witnessed. Before getting into the video, do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos. Petar Blagojevich. In the Serbia country in Balkans, there lived a man in a village across a beautiful valley. He was a small farmer there who used to harvest his little crop and earn his livelihood. The man died in 1725 and was buried in a nearby cemetery. After his burial, people used to complain that the man often appeared at nighttime, but nobody took any serious notice. The son of the peasant died due to hemorrhage, loss of excessive blood. It is said that the son had seen his dead father few days before his death. Many people believe that the peasant was a vampire and he sucked the blood out of his son, due to which the poor boy eventually died. Bulgarian vampires. In 2012, BBC News reports showed that 100 graves were dug in a cemetery located in Sozopol, an ancient city in Bulgaria near Black Sea, and guess what? The archaeologists working there claimed that these were not human burials but vampire sepulture. Yes, it's true. Here on the screen you can see the BBC report. Historians had it that it was some sort of ritual in Bulgaria to stab the people with a metal rod in the chest to stop them from becoming vampires and endangering the life of living humans. If you're someone who's keen to encounter a vampire, it's high time you show fly to Bulgaria. Cemeterian vampire. Number 3 on the list, we have a very creepy story that haunted the souls of many locals. A place of burial known as Highgate Cemetery in London is known to witness the evilness of a vampire. In 1969, it was found that the dead bodies of animals were evacuated from blood. The experts thought that there must be a bloodsucker behind this unusual phenomenon. So the vamp woodsman started to search out for the cause, and soon the phenomenon was put to an end on its own. Many believe that the vampire must have fled to find another site for blood sport. What's your opinion in this regard? Don Wayne Henry. Number 4 on the list is really going to leave you open-mouthed. The vampire we're going to talk about is a media star. He has made his appearances in several talk shows on famous channels, including Sci-Fi and National Geographic. He also has been highlighted in the book Vampire Nation, written by Arlene Russo. He has been interviewed in Maury's show. His long hairs and pasty skin with his cat's eyes makes him crush of many young girls, but along with love, fear has his place secured. Yes, we're talking about Don Wayne Henry, who is a self-confessed vampire and more commonly known as the Vampire Don. Is he a real vampire? What do you think? Johannes Kunius. After hearing the story of this vampire, you'll definitely never forget to apply your deodorant. Let's begin to know about this sudoric, stinky vampire and how he was put to an end. In 1583, a country named Czechia located in Europe had a man named Johannes, who was a civil executor. While he was walking in the field one day, a wild horse came running and thrashed him in the head. Due to excessive bleeding, he was taken to a hospital where he died, and a black cat was seen hopping around his deathbed. Now, as we know that black cat is a sign of bad omen and rotten luck, after a few of his departure, he was seen wandering around the village at night and scaring children. Many believe that the black cat cursed him and he was now a vampire and had a stinky odor. He was dug out of his grave and burnt. Arnold Powell. Serbia's most famous vampire, Arnold Powell, is associated with a rather strange story. He was a freedom fighter of Balkans. In 1725, he proclaimed that during his stay in Turkey, a man who was rather extraordinary and strange bit him in the neck. He complained about the feeling of weakness and uneasiness after the bite. After a few days, he died and was buried. Few days later, some of his friends came and claimed that Arnold bit them and they wanted to visit his grave. When they visited his grave and started digging out, the Arnold, with eyes open wide, stood up and bit him. After a few days, his friends died. To put an end to this, the local townies removed their heads and burned them. Logan South. Luckily, we've got a YouTuber who is a vampire. Sarcastic, isn't it? This man is a self-proclaimed vampire and it's no joke. He himself confesses that he's a real bloodsucker and often discusses how it's like to live among humans being a monster. No wonder why this handsome has thousands of fans around the globe. The Blood Countess. The female Dracula Elizabeth Bathory belonged to a noble family of Hungary. He had a weird phobia of getting old, phobia of dying. She started torturing young girls to death and would drink their blood as she believed the human blood would keep her young forever. Many reported that she used to take bath in blood. She is believed to be the first ever real vampire in the history. She was bound inside a castle where she died a natural death.